chase me. Come roll with me in my Mercedes. Hold up.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. The Houston Rockets come into this one following a loss to the Pelicans at New Orleans Arena. And the Houston Rockets starting five. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Beasley out there with Howard. And it's Walker in at the point guard. Here's Wade. From deep. Walker with the rebound.
And Dwayne Wade, as we know, one of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple decades. One of the best ever.
Harden. And the layup's good off the glass. Harden's got the first basket of the game for Houston. Back to Whiteside. Wade kicks to Dragic. Puts up a three. Miami no good on that time either. And here are the Rockets. Here's Harden. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Now here's Wade. Clock at 2. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. So for the Heat, their last game, a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. It's Harden with the drive. And Wade sends it back. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade. Harden against Wade. Clock at 6. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
For Miami, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. The kick out to Dragic. Right side Bosch. Tries from 10. And it's in off the backboard.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Ariza no luck.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
And Bosch gets it to go on the assist by Dan. Bosch has got 5.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And a wide open look for Walker. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride. And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Harden sinks that one from the post. Harden's got 6 points.
defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Back to Dragic. Fires the three. Can't get it to go. And Houston the other way now. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Give it up for your
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Miami.
Give a round of applause, fans. Your Heat answers.
So it's Miami now. 8-point game. It's Dragic with the drive. Harden dishes to Ariza. Power down with both hands.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far, stretching the lead into double digits already.
Now Ariza. Amari Stoudemire missing on the three. Walker the pass to Harden. Kicks it out to Ariza. Off target from three-point range.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
And it's Wade penetrating. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Screen by Howard. Back to Harden. 6 to shoot. And Wade sends it back. And it's the Heat on the break. No good from Dragic.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds up there.
No.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Johnson, he's checked in for Bosch. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Ellis in for Goran Dragic.
That's his first personal foul.
Like last season, we saw Moniunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, a big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin, on both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
And Moniunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
And Miami has possession. The Rockets making the shot. Stoudemire. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And Moniunas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
Andrew Godlock, he's checked in for James Harden. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And so here is Houston after the missed three from Joe Johnson. And he gets it to go. Beverly's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
And for Stoudemire last year, served as a backup big for the Mavs and was still as efficient as ever. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Yunus. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot.
I don't think Stoudemire will ever be what he once was, but he is a valuable big to bring off the bench for a contending team in limited minutes.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
The Rockets making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And Beverly kicks to Yunus. Kicks it out to Jones. Down low. And the jam by Yunus.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
To the middle. Here's Antetokounmpo.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still...
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Houston on top, delivering the blowout. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Dang and Vaj, your small and power forwards. Ellis is out there with Dragic. And it's Whiteside in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Beasley comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Harden in for Gaudlac. Here is Harden, following the score by Luol Deng. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. It's stolen by Dragic. Deng can't get it to go.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And here's Dragic. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Kicks it out to Ellis. It's stolen by Ariza. Harden against Whiteside. Harden's shot is off. For Miami, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Rejected by Walker. It's Harden with the drive. And that one is hammered home.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
And Miami shooting about 26% out there. They need to get a better look. Ellis dishes to Bosch. The jump hook. They get it again. Dragic the pass to Ellis. That 3 off the mark.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Jones kicks to Walker. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot, he'll go to the free throw line.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Ellis, right side. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Ellis has got 5 now. Here's Harden on the wing. He's guarded by Ellis. That's good. And that's 20 points for James Harden.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Ellis. 5 points in the game.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
A shot by Harden, wide open. No good on the 3. Ellis with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Here's Dang. Good D by Harden.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Wants to get it to Beasley, and does. Hammers the alley-oop through.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But, guys, the pass, for me, even better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time. But it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Monte Ellis.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
The Heat making a switch here. Stoudemire's checked in. Passes it to Winslow. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by Beverly. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
The dish now to Howard. Modi Eunice has the open look. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard.
Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And chalk up a few more points for them there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Stoudemire missing again. Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. Puts up a 3. Offensive rebound. Back to Beverly. He feeds it to Monte Eunice. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Monte Eunice has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now Beverly. Amari Stoudemire missing on the three. Wade kicks to Dragic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. A nice shot by Winslow.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
16 seconds left in the first half. Johnson dishes to Wade. From deep. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Wade. 5 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Monty Eunice. He got it up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Houston shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire...
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Rockets on top, just dominating this one. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Okay, Miami, now coming up.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Harden doing it all. He has 20 points and 6 assists. I tell you what, he's made his mark on this game in so many ways, guys.
And he would have stood out just on the strength of the defense. But how about offensively? He's been clicking there as well.
So on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Howard is out there with Beasley. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. The drive by Bosch. It's rebounded by Houston. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
And it's Walker penetrating. Shot misses. And Miami the other way now. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Whoa!
Goodness.
Woo. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays
Man,
up.
you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
Wade can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Dragic kicks to Wade. The kick out to Dang. Here's Whiteside. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And the Heat making a change here. Ellis is checked in. Houston also making some changes. Capella's checked in. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is subbed in for Trevor Ariza. And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Wade. Finished off the break. Wade's got his second basket.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Here's the three. Another miss by Wade.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Bosch passes to Ellis. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Outside Dang. From the arc. The offensive rebound. Bosch misses. Houston's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Here's Capella. And he slams it one-handed.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Outside Dang. 5 on the clock. Here's Ellis. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Ellis has got 9 points.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Wade for 3. Good. Wade's got 5 points in the quarter. Ellis against Walker. Pass to Harden. It's stolen by Dang. Kicks it out to Ellis. Wide open look. And that one off the back of the rim and in. He's got 11.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Antetokounmpo.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
The Heat have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. The feed now to Wade. Beasley with the steal. And the jam by Harden.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Back to Walker. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Monte Ellis.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality. Maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. Walker with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Tipped away. Stolen by Winslow. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Winslow's got 5. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Rockets.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Well, you've also got to love how aggressively they've taken that ball to the basket and scored off dribble penetration.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Houston. The wing jumper off target. Throws it up high. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look. And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And guys, Patrick Beverly, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, you know, Beverly is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
Inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And it's Winslow that time on the assist by Johnson. And it's 7 points here for Justice Winslow.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Down low. Here's Stoudemire. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Here's Stoudemire. Oh, a month! The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Rockets on top, opening up a huge gap. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show.
And guys, more and more, we're seeing the league try to protect the health of the players. You see the evidence on the court. Over the last 5 years, the league has cut down the number of cameramen along the baselines in half, giving these great athletes a little more runway to land safely.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And speaking of more space for the players, there's even been talk of widening the court. What do you think of that, Clark?
Players have gotten bigger and more athletic, so I wouldn't be opposed to maybe widening the lane a bit. I know the owners with those front row seats raking in that cash might not want to expand the court.
They've got Winslow. Johnson is out there with Green. Then it's Chandler. And it's Johnson in at the 4. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
There was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. That shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Drains the 3-pointer. Johnson's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for Miami. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's his first foul. To the wing on the left. Beverly dishes to Howard. Here's Moniunas. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense, and that's why teams will just still want him even late in his career. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Jacks up a three. And the Heat, another three.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Pass to Matajunas. He kicks it to Howard. Banked in off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Here's Green. The shot, no good. And Houston the other way now. And Gerald Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. Houston also making some changes. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Matajunas. Harden comes in for Andrew Goudlock. And it's Kemba Walker in for Patrick Beverley. Outside, Walker. Beasley the screen from deep. Harden. The rebound by Johnson. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Green kicks to Richardson. Back to Green. Poked loose. Here's Johnson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
So for the Heat, their last game, a loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Here's Richardson. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for you.
Harden against Richardson. Harden, no good.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
Back to Chandler. A second chance effort. And that's 2 points on the layup. And that's 10 points for Joe Johnson.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. I mean, I think they came out with some tired legs to start, but they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged. Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to.
It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Stoudemire comes in for Chandler, and Winslow subbed in for Richardson. The Rockets also changing it up. Jones checked in for Howard, and Smith subbed in for Michael Beasley. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Johnson. And that one's good. 9 points here for Justice Winslow. And for Gerald Green, and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster. Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Rockets.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And it always feels good to get that first win in the season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against the Heat.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for James Harden. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Walker with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Jones with the screen on Johnson, and it's Walker penetrating. Poked away. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. There's Winslow. Here's Johnson. And the rejection by Smith. Again, the miss by the Heat. Green with the block. Winslow with it. Johnson, that's for 2. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just